being a fantastic salesperson has a lot of crossover to being someone that's really good at dating. Not every salesperson needs to be a Casanova, but the skills learned in sales can be translated into dating. So let's go over the 3 sales skills that also translates into dating. Just a quick intro. My name is Connor. I've done $34 million worth of business over a 10-year plus sales career. Everything from cold calling companies out of magazines to working in enterprise sales for $1 billion company in the City of London. Number 1 is not taking rejection personally. In sales, you're going to get a no, you're going to get a really harsh blowout, and then in the next 15 minutes, half an hour, you're going to have to jump on a new call, completely change your attitude, and go in with a positive smile or friendliness on your face in order for the next call. Not taking rejection personally and just shrugging it off, that is one of the most difficult skills to learn in sales. Because the problem is, it's very human to feel upset when someone rejects you. And that is then brought into the next call, into the next call. And if that's brought into the next day, the next week, the next month, that's how salespeople downward spiral into a negative loop. It's exactly the same in dating. You might have a horrible relationship, a bad breakup, but you can't then bring that negative energy into the next relationship. Or let's say you're trying to find the one and going on multiple dates per week. If one date doesn't go well, you can't bring that negative energy into the next date. That is how you get into a negative spiral. Some people call it having a solid internal state, but having that ability to not let external rejection or external negativity affect you. Such an important skill in both dating and in sales. The second thing is the change in mindset. In sales, you're not trying to look for a yes, because a lot of the time, the majority of the time, you're going to get no's. You're going to get no's in terms of cold calling, in terms of losing to competitors. You might even get no's internally when companies change their commission structure or when management change. So you're not looking for the yeses. You're not looking for the wins. You're actually looking for the no's. And this is a very weird mindset change to have. But you've got to think of it. Sales is no, 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 yes. So instead of trying to go after the yeses, think of it, you're trying to get a no. So I try and change my brain. Every time I get a no, I go, great. Why? Because that's one step closer to a yes. Now, in dating, you don't want to actively go for the no's, but if someone doesn't like your vibe, if you go up to a girl in a bar, or if you go on a date and it doesn't go well, that's fine. Do you know why? Because it's one more person you know isn't right for you. And that change in mindset, it actually elevates your status, because if you're trying to constantly look for a yes, you're dejected when you don't get that. But if you're looking for the no, you go, great, one more no added to the piggy bank. Let's move on to the yes. It's a mindset shift, which really helps in both dating and also in sales. And the third one is to stay calm during crucial conversations, crucial negotiations. Now, in sales, there are a few really important moments in any conversation. When you bring up the price is an extremely important one. The first 20 seconds of when you meet someone, whether that be in person or over a Zoom call or over the phone. When you're negotiating with legal, if you're in a B2B sales role, or when you are sending over the payment link, if you're in high ticket sales, those key moments, you need to keep it calm. Make sure your face isn't showing any signs of stress, even though you may be under a huge amounts of stress. And those crucial moments, those crucial negotiation points, you need to understand what the pitfalls are, not fall into them. Keep your breathing under control and stay calm. Really important skill, because many sales are lost during those crucial moments if you show stress on your face, or if you don't know what the pitfalls are and you accidentally say something wrong and you spook someone. So staying calm under those crucial moments is so important in sales. Same thing in dating. When the bill comes, if you're on a first date, you need to be cool, calm and collected. And you need to understand, are you splitting the bill, or are you paying, or is she paying? And you need to confidently go through that process and then make your choice. And, you know, if the choice is right or wrong, whatever it is, you have to just live with that. If you're going up to a girl in a bar, you know, you're doing an approach to someone that you've never spoken to before, having a big smile on your face, not showing that you're stressed if you are nervous. That's a really important skill to have. And then later down the line, when you're popping the question or when you're negotiating whether or not your kids should be homeschooled or not, everything is about frames. How do you negotiate those frames, and how do you stay cool, calm, and collected under the pressure? So look, those are 3 tips on how sales and dating have a lot of crossover. But let me know, like, comment, subscribe, and let me know if you've got any other topics you want me to speak about. Thanks. Bye-bye.